This podcast discusses a non-stop, thrilling adventure fantasy series set in the brutal and competitive world of a military college for dragon riders, which includes potential spoilers for all published material. This episode includes elements regarding drug use, boundary violations, consent, injury, death, and explicit language, including sexually explicit language. Listeners who may be sensitive to these elements, cross the parapet at your own risk and prepare to enter the Wing Raiders. Welcome to the Wing Raiders, where we deep dive into the Empyrean series chapter by chapter, theorize, and overanalyze. I'm Abby.
I'm John.
Agasish Mishakasi.
And today we are covering Fourth Wing Chapter 16. It's a good one. It's a doozy, you guys. Here is your friendly reminder that all published material is fair game, so only stick around if you consent to being spoiled. We are going to send it over to our resident scribe, John, to break down the epigraph.
We have, again, one of my favorite texts in the entire epigraphic series, Colonel Kaori's Field Guide to Dragonkind. Though this officer considers himself to be an expert on all matters dragonkind, there is still a great deal we don't know about the way dragons govern themselves. There is a clear hierarchy among the most powerful, and deference is paid to elders, but I have not been able to discern how it is they make laws for themselves, or at what point a dragon decided to bond only one rider, rather than go for better odds and bond two.
Cassie, I can't hear you.
Yeah, you just...
It's because I'm not saying anything.
Oh.
I don't even know where to begin with this one. I have my specific questions. Like, did they have to at one point then? Like, did they switch over? Or is he just saying, like, why don't they do two? Like,
I think he's saying, why don't they do two? And I think it's because the custody arrangement would just be a nightmare.
But he says at what point they decided to only do one, which to me implies that maybe before that there was a different decision, or because it's not just at what point did dragons decide to bond people and they chose to only do one. It sounds like there were other decisions that came before this.
I personally think that it's saying when they decided to bond humans, why did they decide only one? I don't think it's they ever did two. I don't think so.
And I don't understand how two is better odds. Like,
yeah, I know.
What do you
That's
do with
confusing
two?
to me too.
How do two riders ride? Do they take turns? Do they both sit back
That's what I'm
there?
saying.
Like, what does Kaori think is better about this?
That they would get to stay in active battle longer? Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either. I'm like, I don't get that. I don't get it either.
Mhm.
I could see them saying, it would be more relevant to say, why don't two dragons ever bond one person? But again, that's still usually very silly. I don't know. I also feel like Kaori is somehow projecting like, yeah, what are the better odds? Like, if one of them dies, you get to stay active instead of having to start over? Like, I don't know.
Or is it better odds for the people because there are so many more humans that want to bond? Like,
Yeah, I guess that would be one thing. But if the dragon dies, then multiple people are dying too.
yeah.
Oh, boo-hoo,
I
they're
don't know.
humans.
But this is coming from a human.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. This is confusing to me.
I have no feedback for you.
All right, Gazzy, any more thoughts about the epigraph?
No, I'm just full of questions.
Well then, if you wouldn't mind giving us some of these excellent names that we get in this chapter, our new dragon friends.
Yes, we have so many new dragon friends in this one. I think I've written them down in order of how they show up in the story. Several of these are back to back, so that makes it easier. So the first one I have on this note is Baja, or Bade is probably how English speakers would say it. And this is Jack's dragon.
This is one of the first ones that I really don't like. The quote-unquote real pronunciation. It's Bade.
It's Bade.
Yep.
Baja?
It's that D in the middle that is most likely a J sound. This one, we're relying heavily on isolatedcolorYT to explain. This might come from the word, and also I didn't look up the pronunciations for all of these example words, so I'm probably going to get them wrong. This is either bad or badge. the word for group/herd. Bajil, battlement or cloud. I don't know why it means both those things. And then we get, and I highly doubt it would be ba. I think it's ba. It's got a DH at the end. So it could be a g or silent. So it's either ba or bag, which means friendliness and kindness. However, I disagree with isolated color YT here. I think it probably does mean this because we just know that like all throughout this book so far.
He's such a good friend to Violet. He's so helpful.
He's been trying so hard to just, take responsibility off her hands, make life easier for her, give her the easy death out.
Mm-hmm.
So I put my bet on this one. The next one is, I believe, Rhiannon's dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And this one should most likely be pronounced, you're going to hate this, Fjerika.
I don't hate it as much as I thought I would.
It's because
John has like a stink face though.
there's an R followed by another consonant, so we sneak in that little Svarabhakti vowel there. And a G is usually a K, so Fjerika. This isolated color YT informs us is the genitive case for the word fjerak, which means anger. I tried looking into what a genitive word is, and I don't really understand it, so I'm just going to drop the Wikipedia link in the notes. And you can figure it out for yourselves. Basically, it has something to do with nouns modifying other nouns. So that.
Sounds good.
Then we get utram. This is the one that starts with an A. The AO is the U sound. This means... Wait, did I actually tell you what the other one means? Fjerak?
Yeah.
Anger.
Yeah, you said like anger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, really, really quickly, John, I want to know what the audiobooks say.
For all these names?
Well, for Rhiannon specifically right now.
Fierg.
Fierg? Okay. And I've been saying like Fierge, so with a...
Yeah, in my
I don't
head,
even know what that G sound is. Fierge.
Yeah, I kind of assumed it was like Ferja or Ferga or something, because I keep forgetting about the Svarabhakti vowels because they're not written down. And I don't have a very intuitive understanding of when to put them in yet. So
Now we're at Utram.
Now we're at Utram.
And how does the audiobook say this one?
Oh, that's
John?
me. Sorry. I'm trying to do something in the background that I needed to have done earlier that I forgot I needed to do, so I'm trying to remember to do it, so I'll put it away for now. Atram.
Okay, that's how I pronounced it the first go around, and then I saw a video saying Utram, so I have made that switch in my brain, but that one's a tricky one because it does not.
No, this is totally Atram.
Yeah, this one is the one I was having trouble with a couple episodes back when we were talking about Emishith, and because I kept getting that one and this one mixed up because they're both A followed by another vowel. And this is also when we had that thunderstorm here. And so then I was thinking about how would I say that it's thunderstorming and windy outside? And then I was like, oh yeah,
there was water.
Guach. The word for windy is guach. And I was like, oh wait, that one's got an AO in it. So this must be Utram. Also, I made a note that Google really wants to correct the word guach to toothache in my notes. And this one means lightweight.
Like ice? I don't know.
Like a feather. I don't know what this has to do with... Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
And I don't know what anger has to do with teleporting either, so...
Yeah. I'm grasping at straws for Utram. It would be like, well, ice floats and it's lighter than water.
It's not lighter than water. It's just less dense
dense.
than water.
Well, yeah. I get it.
The next one is Sleeshak.
No.
I actually really like this one.
Schleeschlack?
It's like tasting the worst bitter candy ever. But it's not even got a sour to it. It's just
Okay, Slee. Wait. Slee
Slee Shack.
Shack. Slee Shack. No, it's Silsiak.
Slissig?
John.
Slee Shack.
Silsieg?
Slissig.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Ugh,
Silisieg.
awful. I hate it.
Oh, we're all gonna say it differently. Slee Shack.
Okay,
No.
the reason that this is one of my favorite ones is because it rhymes with my favorite Gaelic word, which is pishak, which means kitten.
Aw, okay.
And I don't know. It's so fun to say pishak.
What does this one mean, though?
Slishak means a chip or a slice. So like the example that I keep seeing in the TikToks, like the one that I mentioned last episode that really fits better here, is like a wood chip, like a chip of something, like a not like a food chip, but
Chip
like
off the old block.
yeah. I don't know what that has to do with anything either.
Or how about a chip off the old Sawyer? Is this some reference to him losing his leg? I'm sorry, I'll go in the corner now.
Oh gosh, that is quite funny.
I have a very dark humor for the audience that hasn't figured this out yet. I'm the one that has the darkest, nastiest, most sexualized humor of the three of us. Like,
And that's why you send all of your worst memes to Drew and not me.
did he tell you about the astronauts going to the bathroom in space one?
Okay, that one actually wasn't
No,
bad.
I've seen that one.
That one I did like lean over and appreciate, but some of the other ones that you sent him, I'm just like, I don't need to see this.
Yeah, Drew has become my, like, I have to share this with somebody, but Cassie will never appreciate this, so I have to share it with Drew instead. That's what Drew is on Instagram for me.
Which is great because then maybe he can send you his horrible, awful stuff instead of saying, Cassie, you want to see something stupid? And I look at it and I'm just like, this is horrible. Why did you show me?
I've tried to engage him on Instagram, but
He's
he never
never on
reacts.
there.
He needs to learn
He
how to
doesn't
react to messages.
understand. He's not an Instagram guy, so he doesn't like know the protocol.
He's a
So Tyler
technologically...
is obsessed with showing me. It's a very specific type of video where milk is in places it shouldn't be, and I hate them so much. And one of the main account that he shows me, it's a cookie company, but they will just be like, they will take a backpack and fill it with milk and then like take a cookie and like dip it in it. They put milk in drawers, like in desk drawers.
I hate
and
this.
it's in the center console of cars.
No!
And I hate it so much. And I'm just like, it's gonna be so sticky and smelly forever. I'm like, you just have to throw it away.
Just throw
And
the
I hate
whole
it.
car out. Just throw
I
the whole
hate it
van out.
so much. And he's constantly sending them to me. And I'm just like, no. No.
That's the kind of thing you can jump scare someone too.
See, and then you have my Instagram, which is filled with, like, 2/3 OnlyFans, like, Instagram's advertising OnlyFans, and 1/3, like, Empyrean stuff.
See, it used to have cats. You used to send me cat videos.
Yeah, the cats got replaced by other things I like to pet.
Ooh. Okay.
Which is hilarious because for how many Instagram or OnlyFans people I follow on Instagram, I don't have an OnlyFans account. I have no way of checking their content. I don't pay for this shit ever. But
You're
I
like,
follow.
I'll take the free version, please. The free
Right.
trial.
I'll look at your abs all day, every day.
I was gonna say things you like to pet that could apply to both categories of things you just told us about.
Yes.
I have one last linguistic thing, which is just that in my TikTok stumbling earlier, finding people pronouncing things.
Wow.
I found an interview with Rebecca Yaros where she gives her official pronunciations for several of the words.
Mm-hmm.
And they're my pronunciations.
She starts off strong, because the first one is, Bezgaeth, Basgiath, and so she like says how she says it, and then the other person's like, oh, this is how I would say it, and she's like, well, that's kind of like the more Scottish Gaelic way. So like she clearly has looked to some degree into correct pronunciations. She then proceeds to give everything her own specific way of saying it that has almost nothing to do with the Scottish Gaelic way, and that's her
Yeah.
official way, and I'm assuming this is the guide that the audio narrator got.
Yeah.
Yep. And even then, they're so inconsistent sometimes.
Well, and this is a perfect place to remind everyone that we are a pronunciation inclusive podcast. It seems to me that this is a pronunciation inclusive book series. So as much as it beleaguers Cassie, it is
Look,
all
if we're
acceptable.
here's what I'm trying to say is if you're making up stuff for your books, fine, whatever. If you're going to draw from an underrepresented and marginalized culture and language and share it with the mainstream, like it would be respectful and helpful to do that in a way that promotes that culture instead of muddling it further.
That is fair.
So we'll include that video in the notes as well.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to stop snacking so I can.
So you can speak.
Yeah, because you're in charge of this one.
I am.
Now I get to not have to be in charge.
Yep. Kick your legs back. Kick your legs back. Kick your feet up. Okay. We enter with a random general shouting, "Absolutely not!" so loud that Violet can hear it all the way over from the med station, which Violet notes is made up of a dozen benches and first aid supplies flown in to hold them over until they can get to the healer's quadrant.
Do you think those dragons complained about being pack mules like the other dragons did later?
Probably. Probably. I think it's a good assessment.
Yeah.
Violet, though, has popped some pain pills, so those have taken effect and she is feeling just fine. So Violet is still in full disbelief that she has count 'em, two dragons. The generals have been loudly arguing for about 30 minutes as if anything they want or say is anywhere relevant to the dragons' decisions.
As if you get to say at all.
So it has gotten dark, and a professor that Violet hasn't met is stitching up both sides of her arm where Tynan ran her through with a sword. And I am guessing that this might be Carr, because I think that's the only professor that we have yet to meet that we will meet. No, we meet... Who do we meet that does the interrogation shit?
Bearish?
No, Grady.
Like the class.
But Grady gets brought
Oh.
in for that. I think Grady got sent in specifically because of the Varish coming in. Like Grady was new too.
Okay.
Because he was remember,
But surely someone was teaching that.
yeah,
that
someone was
course
teaching the course
before
before
that.
Grady, so
Okay.
it could be that professor.
Okay, cool. She notes that where Tynan ran her through, it seems that he sliced muscle, but luckily did not sever anything. Motherfucking Jack Barlow is several feet away and getting his shoulder patched up.
Bastard.
Yep. He bonded after Violet to an orange scorpion tail, and this is where we come to a full stop. Or did he?
I see what you're
we-
getting to. Okay.
Yep. So we briefly discussed in previous chapters, why would a dragon bond Jack, especially when he just tried to murder a baby dragon, and we fully believe that
He's
is
a
Venom.
Venom.
And yes. And we discussed that it's possible that he has overpowered the dragon in some way already from the get-go and has never truly bonded his dragon.
I
So-
could see that. I could totally buy that.
This is where we come to a Reddit post by EllieBelly44.
I'm sorry. These handle names sometimes.
Yes, and I actually found this when I was editing Chapter 8, Part 1. I was looking for the one theory about dragons changing their name that I saw somewhere, and I could not find it for the life of me, but I stumbled upon this one when I was searching random keywords. And I'm going to read it, and then I will comment on it. They say, I'm rereading Fourth Wing after finishing Onyx Storm and thinking, do we actually get confirmation of Jack Barlow's signet? Pain projection, sure, but aren't his eyes red when he's doing that? My long shot thought, not theory because it's not rooted in much, is he wasn't actually bonded to Bade and has been pretending to have a signet so no one is suspicious that he hasn't, quote, exploded from never manifesting. I only piece this together because Rebecca Yaros in a recent interview said someone could lie to the person recording dragon names at Threshing, so I'm assuming someone lied and I don't know who else it could possibly be. So, and then people in the comments are like, I think that he turned Venom before he manifested a signet, but I'm still full on. I think that he's Venom. I think that he hijacked Bade. I think that
He just make up a
maybe,
name?
I think that probably there is, my guess would be that, well, no, and then that's the question.
See, because I'm like,
Okay.
Liam probably lied. Because we know that Liam's dragon has... There's a familial connection between Liam's dragon and himself. And they
Yes.
need to hide that. And so my
Yes.
headcanon is that all of the marked ones are lying about their dragons so that they can get these familial connections through.
Yeah, I am. I'm on the fence about if they're lying or if. I think that there is merit to the dragons are lying, but it seemed to. Okay, let me restart this thought. Because I worked myself up into knots for a moment here. So I think that it is plausible that the marked ones are lying to hide familial lines. But we also know that Xaden didn't bother lying about scale, but they do believe that it was an uncle, not his grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a plausible explanation that again, it's like long ago enough or question enough to who the family member is that it isn't raising any red flags. Beyond that, though, I was thinking about how okay, with Jax because I just like maybe talked myself out of out of this theory. I still think it's I still think that he somehow hijacked. I don't know if he maybe like
I agree with the
somehow
hijack.
hijacked Bade to bond him because I'm like, how would he get a full name of a dragon if the only people who know the full name is the writer and the person taking role?
So here's my
So,
headcanon to fill that blank for you here. I have
sure.
taken over your brain. I have taken enough control that you have
Okay,
no
yeah.
consent in the matter. How hard is
Okay,
it to
that's fair.
say, tell me your full name?
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair because
Yeah,
I was
it's like,
initially
don't
thinking
think
that
of an
maybe
elephant. Don't think of your name. Now you're gonna think of it.
Yeah.
I was initially thinking that maybe the Venom posse back home were like, okay, you're going to get a dragon. This is the name you're going to give because this is an established dragon that's not going to be there because we killed it or it's a wyvern now or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I really liked this point that they made though about the fact that pain projection might not actually be a signet because we know that this is something that it seems like all Venom can do
Yeah.
of touching someone and causing excruciating pain. I just think that this the thought that he never actually developed a signet is just further proof to me that he never bonded a dragon in the first place. And I think again, when we had discussed this a while back that he was going to do this to probably whatever dragon he could get a hold of.
Mm-hmm.
So, motherfucking Jack Barlow strutted to the role, even with a destroyed shoulder, probably because he's feeling really good about himself that he just overpowered a dragon, is my headcanon. Uh, but now he's staring at Tarn, probably pissed that he missed out on the ultimate prize.
The one
Mhm.
that he absolutely wanted.
If he hadn't run away,
I know, if he just would have stayed put, he
He
could
could
have
have had
somehow
it.
maybe manipulated that. So, Kaori is helping Violet by splinting her ankle, and he is barely keeping his cool, shoving down the desire to ask her a million questions. She says that the ankle hurts like hell, but thinks that having to shove her swollen foot into her boot is better than the girl nearby who broke her leg while dismounting.
Which is like a
Ouch.
womp womp. Like, you hung on, you got through the flight, you landed, and then
Yep.
jumping down, you happen to just break your leg. Like, that's shitty.
Yep. And they're
Yeah.
currently trying to set it, but no one is trying to mend it. So again, there's my question that
Right?
keeps popping up.
Because they keep referencing menders, and they're like, "There's no healers on the field." So is this just riders doing first aid?
It's writers
Yes.
doing
Yeah.
first aid, and, like, I think Nolan is there, but he's only one man, and they want to save his strength for worst case scenarios, maybe. And so
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I could see that.
I could see our broken leg girl is just being scheduled for her mending the next day. Like,
Okay, I could totally see that explanation. So Kaori tells her that the ankle should heal before the next round of sparring challenges, since they will be focusing on strengthening their dragon bond and riding. And then he notes that after seeing Taryn helping her down, he doesn't think that she'll have any issue with mounting or dismounting in the meantime. He suggests grabbing Nolan, so confirmation that Nolan is around somewhere. But Violet adamantly shuts that down, saying she cannot afford to look weak because all eyes are on her and her dragons.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, we got complex Violet. She is so focused on not looking weak that she's making herself weak. Anyways.
Yep, I wrote, we're back to choosing actual weakness over the appearance of weakness. And this is despite 2 dragons vouching for her. People really have no regard for dragons' opinions.
Really, they don't.
Well, we get a good line coming up soon.
Humans have really been
related to that.
gaslighting these beliefs into dragons, haven't they? They've just been writing their own mythos, and when dragons don't appease it, they're like, well, you guys think this way. You don't know how we fucking think.
Exactly. Violet asks about the rest of her squad, and Kaori lets her know that all but Trina and Tynan are accounted for. She guiltily whispers that Tynan won't be making an appearance, and Taryn growls that it is not her kill to take credit for. And I like this little sentence here because it could be read in 2 ways. I lean towards the latter, but it could be read as, 1, he's angry that she would take credit because she's stealing his thunder, lol. Because he is thunder. Or 2, he's already protecting her by assuaging her guilt. So I fall into the camp of 2. I don't think he'd be like, no, it was me.
Yeah, I definitely
think he's like chill out, by
given this coming right after she's noticing how guilty she feels about that statement. He's like,
yeah,
don't take the responsibility. I killed him.
Right, you didn't get any say in the matter. I was the one that just like burned him where he stood.
Yep.
And I don't feel guilty at all.
Take a page out of my book. Motherfucking Jack Barlow is throwing a fit that his shoulder needs surgery.
Wait, pause. Can we circle back? There also is the fact that Taryn is protecting her from the Codex. Tynan was her squad mate. If it became known that she killed him...
That didn't matter in the threshing, though. That was the whole point of him going after her.
I think it doesn't matter in the sense that no one ever proved who went after who. But if you admit to it...
Like, if you don't find out about it.
Yeah, if you admit to it, they probably have to punish you.
That's an excellent
point. So it's
point.
one of those ones where you have to keep the opinion, the facts to yourself.
Because they don't record how people died in threshing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was under the impression that
the only person who can rat Violet out is herself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could go either way. I wanted to throw that little extra caveat there that, like, she technically could have killed a squad mate, and that is a punishable offense.
Yes. I think that's a really good point. Cassie's looking something up, but I'm going to continue if that's okay, Cassie.
I don't think I'm going to find it, so...
Okay. So, motherfucking Jack Barlow is throwing a fit that his shoulder needs surgery. The medic says that they'll have to have him seen by the healer's quadrant to be sure, but the weapon did sever some ligaments. And again, why doesn't Nolan just mend? Why are we talking about surgery? I can buy, like, maybe he won't mend it right now, but I don't know. Again, just not adding up to me. So, Violet stares at motherfucking Jack Barlow, and she is remembering how much of a coward he is and realizing she is done being afraid. They make eye contact, and he's immediately enraged, getting up and charging towards her, and then we get an interaction that could be accurately condensed to you, me, you, me, you, me.
I would like to know who... Okay, hold on. So Jack is the first you.
You! And she says, me. And then Kaori says,
You?
And she says, me. And then he says, you! And she says, me.
That third you is Jack Barlow again, right?
The third you is Jack Barlow
Okay,
again, yes.
okay.
So I will break it down a little bit more, but...
Well, I mean, I got everything I needed to know right out of that.
So I wrote, to help me with my intonations there, I wrote, you, angry face, me, sassy, you, whisper, me, calm, agreeing, you, disbelief, me, smug. So, To break it down a bit more, Jack yells, "You," to Violet, to which she responds, "I what?" as she stands and gets her hands ready by her daggers. Kaori looks between them, connecting the dots, and whispers to Violet, "You?" asking for confirmation that she was responsible for the injury, which she confirms. Kaori warns motherfucking Jack Barlow about fucking with Violet. Jack accuses her of hiding, and she responds that it's him that's the coward, not her. Kaori clarifies that while motherfucking Jack Barlow's orange scorpion-tailed Bade is a good choice, Violet has bonded the most powerful dragon of the year, and he looks like he's ready to incinerate Jack where he stands. Motherfucking Jack Barlow is in total disbelief, but Violet confirms, and he goes from shock to envy to fear, sticking his foot in his mouth by saying, "I don't know what she told you." To which Kaori responds, "Is there something I need to know?" And Jack panics. And then here's where I think that I have come to a conclusion. I know that we were talking several episodes ago of I was trying to do like a gaslight gatekeep girl boss, but for Violet. So I had dismiss, downplay, and then I was kind of stuck on the third D. So I think I landed on dismiss, downplay, disregard because I kind of like how that flows. So Violet dismisses, downplays, disregards, and says everyone who needs to know already does. And I'm just like, why doesn't she tell Kaori? Just fucking tell him. Stop having him be a problem.
Because she's gonna do him a favor, so maybe he'll, like, back off.
I'm back
I just don't think that
to-
she wants to be responsible for anybody's death.
right?
And that, yeah.
And so I'm back to, you can get in trouble for things that happen during threshing, but only if you accidentally let slip what you did. Like, Jack almost got himself in trouble here.
Yeah, I don't know why she doesn't tell him. I think she should.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's a serious offense. So, Kaori tells them to get back to their dragons. Motherfucking Jack Barlow storms off, but Violet lags behind, asking if anyone else has ever bonded two dragons. He says she's the first, but all the arguing is pointless because it'll be up to the dragons anyways. And he says, quote, "We only like to maintain the illusion that we're in control." Which, fun choice of words there because he is an illusionist. Violet thanks Kaori and heads back to Andarna and Tarn, worrying that the double bond won't stand and they'll make her choose. Tarn sounds tense, saying it's up to the Empyrean. And then Melgren's dragon Coda, a battle-scarred black even bigger than Tarn, leads a procession of dragons to a secret meeting. Coda and Tarn exchange growls, and Darna confirms yes, they are talking about Violet, and then they join the other dragons. Before Tarn leaves, he says, "Stay close to the wing leader." She thinks, surely he meant my squad leader. And he says, "You heard what I said." And I'm like, Violet, why would he mean Dain? He does not know Dain. I mean, as far as she knows, he also doesn't know Xaden, but it's like... It's like, surely he meant stay with Dain.
Yeah,
it's
surely the immediate superior is what he meant. No, he meant, like, the one with any power.
Yep.
So also, it's like, I said what I said.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You heard me. You fucking heard me. So we pan over to the opposite side of the field where Xaden is standing. He is staring at Tarn with, say it with me, class, his arms crossed. Every time.
How can you look cool and aloof if you don't have your arms crossed?
Mm-hmm.
And it pops those biceps out real nice.
Also, it gives your arms a way to support themselves so that your joints
too.
don't feel all weird when they're just hanging at your sides.
I don't know if he's concerned about that, but yes, agreed.
I just say this as someone who crosses their arms a lot, and I'm always like, oh
Same.
no, I'm giving off closed defensive posture.
Mm-hmm. Cassie, I actually texted you about this a little while ago, but I'm so used to holding a baby all the time right now that when I don't have him in my arms, I physically do not know what to do with them. And so I'm like, cross. Okay, hands on hips. Okay,
yep.
hands down. I'm like, what am I doing with my arms? Anyways.
Yep, I'm big on hands on hips too, and then I always feel like, oh no, now I look like I'm like trying to be the boss.
And then I do hands behind my back, and I'm like, that's weird. I don't know. Okay. So with the dragons gone, the first year start excitedly running around to find their friends. Violet and Rhiannon reunite. Rhiannon asking about her arm. Violet tells her it was Tynan before Riddick swoops her up and spins her around, and he says, "Look who rode in on the baddest motherfucker around."
Put her down! out. She's bleeding.
Yep. She's like, what the fuck are you thinking, dude?
You're just gonna swing more blood out of her.
Violet's like, don't worry about it. I don't think any stitches tore. And anyways, I'm riding high. These pain pills are excellent.
Yes, drugs be good. Drugs be good.
Drugs, hey, sometimes they make you feel real good. So Rhiannon says that she bonded the green dagger tail that she had her eye on, Fierge, is how I'm going to be saying it. Riddick got a brown sword tail named Utrum, and Sawyer joins in, finally part of the team, and says he got a red sword tail, Silsiag. So this is another red that we forgot about in Chapter 8 that I haven't posted it yet, so I might do another little voiceover saying, oopsies.
As we list a bunch of orange dragons and claim them all to be reds.
Yeah, oops.
Out of curiosity, which were the ones that we named or that were actually orange?
Jack Barlow's Bade,
Yep.
Varish's Dragon, and Imogen's.
I remembered
They're
that
all
Varish
oranges.
and Jack had the same color, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Which
And then
one.
we forgot to say Dain and Sawyer.
Yeah. Wait,
We're a
I
little
thought
bit all
Dain
over
was
the place
bonded
there.
to a brown.
No, we talked about this last recording session.
He was just advocating for browns.
Okay.
Yeah, no, his is red.
Okay.
Yeah. So Riddick asks about Tynan. Violet says Taryn killed him after injuring her, and then Dain interrupts her before she can say he was trying to kill Andarna, which I do think that she was saying because
She was gonna
literally
share.
saying, and he was trying to. Yes, sharing with the class. So Dain hugs her, realizing that she's hurt, and even though she assures him she finally realizes nothing she says will stop him from worrying. This, you guys, is a chapter of realizations. We're gonna get so many more. So we find out that 4 out of 9 of the... Oh, I skipped a whole frickin' thing. Hold on. I skipped a whole thing. So, before Riddick asks about Tynan, Violet asks about Trina. Everyone shakes their heads. Violet posits that maybe she just didn't bond, but Sawyer says that she fell from the back of an orange clubtail. So, now we get Dain. Realizing that 4 out of 9 of his first years have survived, he says it's to be expected and then tells Violet to follow him. She notices, of course, Xaden watching her as Dain pulls her into the shadows, especially since he's probably like under firm orders to stay with Violet. And yeah, so Dain pulls her into shadows at the edge of the field, and I just wrote, "You dummy! Xaden is the shadow guy. Like, what are you doing?" Bad place to have a conversation. Okay. Dane's like, okay, what the fuck? Kath said you got 2. And then he says they will make her choose. She says, no chance, not doing that, and thinks, who the hell is Dain to say that to her? He says, you're going to have to choose. And if you trust me, then you have to choose Andarna because it's safest. And I just wrote in all caps, it's never enough. She bonded the most powerful dragon plus a bonus dragon, and it's still not enough for him to recognize that she can fucking take care of herself.
Not to mention the fact that the second largest dragon on the continent is probably the best security guard she's ever had in her life.
Yeah, and yeah, again, with like disregarding the dragon's judgment, when like literally the second most powerful dragon is choosing her, and you still are not gonna take. That doesn't mean anything to you.
Yep.
I wrote that Dain is once again to the rescue where none is needed. Like, how much more proof does he need? He's still trying to coddle her. She's a full human, sir. Then I also noted that he's doing like he's in like immediate damage control mode with no moment for celebration. He has no pride in her accomplishment, no relief that she's alive. Like, there's literally nothing here except for you need to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, his first thing is saying, damn it, Violet, just damn it. And then he's like, you're hurt. And it's not like, I'm so happy to see you, you're alive, oh my god, like,
and then we get
great,
to the next chapter, and I just want to smack him.
Well, I want to smack him later in this one, so let's continue.
It's just for the flip, just for his flip of emotion is all.
Yes, so all Violet can think to respond to him is, fuck off. She tries to consult the dragon customer service line, but there is no answer. And
she's on hold.
She's on hold. There's like chicka 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 chicka. You all know what song I'm talking about.
Yes.
It's a fucking bop, and you can't change my mind. Okay.
It's so anxiety inducing though.
I jam out to bam bam ba dam ba dam bam. Anyways, Violet briefly panics like a teenager whose first boyfriend isn't texting her back, and she keeps it in check. John, I'm going to need you to make your laughs more audible so I can feel good about myself.
I can do that.
Thank you. Were you muted?
I was muted.
Just insert laugh here for her to like
Yes.
move over later.
Because every now and then, though, when I'm editing, there's silence after I say a joke when I know damn well that both of you laughed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyways. Oh, okay. Violet is insistent that she is not going to choose, and he's insistent that she is, and she must choose Indarna because she will probably just be made an instructor since Indarna is too small to carry a rider. So Violet is like, well, maybe she can, but
Don't you
knows
talk
in her
about
heart
my
of hearts.
baby like that. Only I can talk
Exactly.
about my baby like that.
Then we get some info that to get even a desk position, there is the requisite 4 years in a combat wing. And this reminded me, I'm sure this is in every branch of the military, but I'm only familiar with the Navy because that's what Tyler was in. So it reminded me of sea duty and shore duty. So basically, sea duty is when you deploy or have the ability to deploy during that time. And then shore duty is like your desk job, essentially, where you're still doing the work, but there is no deployment. Dain says, even then, Andarna just might get her killed, but if she chooses Tarn, Xaden will get her killed, and says he is dangerously unpredictable and 2 times as ruthless as Melgren. She's like, what the fuck does Xaden have to do with any of this? And then we get the bombshell that Kaori conveniently did not discuss in Dragon class. That Tarn and Scale are mated, which means they cannot be separated, so she is stuck with Xaden forever. She breaks down what happened during threshing to Dain, Violet noting that Xaden was there and helped her rather than hurt her, or even just doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Dain gets out a corkboard and some red string, insinuating that Xaden orchestrated this whole thing. When enter stage left, it's Xaden saying, please do enlighten me. Her body lights on fire at the sight of him. She's like, that's really inconvenient. But yes, she's having a physical reaction. Dain then stands in front of Violet and accuses Xaden of manipulating threshing. Violet is taken aback and steps out from behind him because, again, she does not need his protection.
Mm-hmm.
And then, realization number 2. She finally realizes Xaden is not going to kill her, and she feels a seismic shift in everything that she thought she knew. Yes. Ugh. That hot moment when you realize that the man that you're in love with isn't trying to kill you.
On the other hand, that does keep things fresh.
It does keep things really interesting. Hey, you never settle into a routine.
Right? Sometimes I believe in the Klingon mating ritual. If I try to kill you, it means I love you.
Exactly. And they never stop trying to kill each other. I would just say that.
I have some thoughts about this that I think I'm going to save maybe for our first spicy chapter.
Okay. Okay. Let's save it. Put it in the piggy bank. So Xaden is just irritated. He's annoyed. He's not angry. He's just disappointed. He's asking if it's an official accusation, and Dain demands to know if he stepped in. And then, y'all, I just gotta read this to you, okay? Because this is, no summary that I could write would be anywhere near as good as this interaction is. Did I what? Xaden arches a dark brow and levels a look on Dain that would make a lesser person wither. Did I see her outnumbered and already wounded? Did I think her bravery was as admirable as it was fucking reckless? He turns that stare on me, and I feel the impact all the way to my toes. And I would do it again. I raise my chin. Well, the fuck aware, Xaden roars, losing his temper for the first time since I met him on Parapet. And just quick aside, oh my god, she's making him lose his composure.
John is like sighing silently over here.
Yeah. All I'm hearing is Hercules. I won't say I'm in love. Doo-doo, doo-doo.
Yes. At least out loud. I pull in a quick breath, and Xaden does the same, as if he's just as shocked by his outburst as I am. Did I see her fight off 3 bigger cadets? His glare pivots to Dain, because the answer to all of those is yes, but you're asking the wrong question, Eidos. What you should be asking is if Scale saw it too. Xaden has given Dain and Violet both a revelation, realizing, oh, maybe Scale is the reason that this all happened. We learn that Scale has a soft spot for Andarna and doesn't like bullies, even though I feel like she
is a bully.
Is one, definitely.
Yeah, but bullies hate bullies. You know that, right?
That's fair. They don't like the competition.
Look, she only bullies people who deserve it, okay?
Okay, that's... Yeah, she picks on people... No, I was going to say she picks on people her own size, but that's quite literally impossible, so...
Maybe metaphysically her own size?
Yes, I like that. Xaden then says that Violet is the last person on the continent he'd ever want chained to him. And I just wrote, because he's terrified of how she makes him feel.
Oh my gosh, this is a page with a Drew note on it.
Share.
And I won't read the whole thing because I'll let him when he finally comes on. But I just wrote that Drew is not here for the antagonistic posturing of pseudo-enemies to lovers in a romance.
Oh, I'm here
Get
for
with
it.
the program, Drew. Read
Get
some
out of
more
here.
romance novels.
Yes.
Get out of here, Drew.
Yes.
This is all people care about.
Everyone knows. If you hate them first, the relationship will be stronger.
The passion. Oh, the passion.
Yeah, I really need Drew to read word for word what he wrote. Stay tuned.
So he can handle battles, he can handle a rebellion, he can handle keeping secrets, he cannot handle his heart and how Violet makes him go mushy. He cannot handle the lack of composure. He does not want to be chained with her because he knows that it will be his fucking downfall. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Violet feels like he just ripped her heart out, even though she quote-unquote feels the same way. It's taking her brain a little bit longer to catch up to what her body already knows. And then we get this absolutely devastating back and forth. And again, I have to read. I'll jump around a bit, but... So Xaden starts. And even if I had... Would you really level that accusation knowing it would have been what saved the woman you call your best friend? My gaze flies to Dain, and a silent, damning moment passes. It's a simple question, and yet I find myself holding my breath for his answer. What do I really mean to him? There are rules, Dain responds. And out of curiosity, would you have, let's say, bent those rules to save your precious little Violet in that field? Then at that point, Violet... She tries to stop this. She tries to say, okay, hey, no, not fair. That's fine. Don't worry about it. And then Xaden
goes full douche move.
Pulling rank.
Yep. I'm ordering you to answer, squad leader. Dain swallows, his eyes slamming shut. No, I wouldn't have. My heart hits the ground. I've always known deep down that Dain valued rule and order more than relationships, more than me. But to have it so cruelly displayed cuts deeper than Tynan's sword. Devastating. So, in the middle of all this, Violet also realizes that Xaden did step toward her with the full intention of helping her, and just throws into sharp contrast how Dain would not do the same, even if her life depended on it. And finally, another revelation. Violet admits to herself that he does not care more about her than the rules.
And never would.
Never will.
I have a couple of different comments that I want to make here.
Please.
The first of which is like,
Are
Dain
you
is
still
very...
You still on the Dain train? Are you about to do
No. Well, no, in fact, I'm going to actually dig on our boys Xaden a little bit, but we'll start with something else for a minute here.
How dare you!
let's just start on the whole. Dain is absolutely convinced that Xaden was the one that called for Taryn, and that Xaden wanted Taryn to be there. Xaden had no fucking idea Taryn was coming because he took that step forward. If he hadn't taken that step forward, he would have known, like, why, if he knew the dragon was coming, why would he take that step forward, I guess is the logic I'm trying to invoke here.
Yes, good point.
But, like, through this interaction, this whole throwing it in Dane's face and getting Dain to admit to this, like, you know that his real motivation was he wants to kill Violet's feelings for Dain. That's the motivation he won't even admit to himself. But in his head, he's totally rationalizing this as, I need her to understand he is never going to be the protection she needs, and that now she needs less protection.
She can't trust him fully.
Not to rely on him.
And so, like, in his head, he's doing this because he needs Violet to see this, but in reality, he also wants Violet to see this. And, like,
yes,
that's a bigger factor, I think, than he realizes.
And that's toxic, but also, it's saving her from having to realize this very slowly over God knows how long, so he's just helping her rip off the Band-Aid. He's been showing her this. This is just, like, the final nail in the coffin. Like,
I've got like
helping her.
The two warring feelings of, like, it's like all of those songs are like, I can treat you better, and I'm like, shut up, it's not your choice. But also I'm like, get Dain out of the picture. Show her who he truly is.
Yep.
So, like, I want to acknowledge that Xaden is being shitty right here, and he's doing it for personal reasons. Even if
but I forgive
it feels
him.
hot. Is it because he's hot?
No. Yes. But no.
Yes.
But he's standing up for her.
He is standing up for her. He's helping her see clearly. He's helping her in the long run. Anyways. So she does what she always does. And this is where I'm like, okay, we talk about fight or flight, and then we have also learned about freeze and fawn. And she is always reverting to fawn with Dain. Always, always, always. She is constantly comforting him. Even when she's, like, pissed or hurt, she's always protecting his fragile little fifis. Yes. Always protecting his fragile little fifis. So I'm like, I don't know. It's just, Violet is fawning to this boy, trying to make him feel better, as if that is the only thing that matters here.
For now.
Yes, for now. So she's still falling back into that old pattern, saying, listen, it's okay. Well, he tries to soften the blow, but she knows that it's not okay. Xaden orders Dain. Oh my gosh, Dain. Guys, I am so tipsy.
And Zane. I just heard Zane orders Dain. Like, the way that you just got that so wrong. Whoa.
Oh my god, you guys, I shouldn't have had that glass of wine. Okay. Xaden orders Dain off. Violet starts to confront him, but decides she doesn't care before stomping off. Xaden catches up, and she notes that he catches up, like, really easily.
I wrote that this is like walking next to Drew.
I was gonna say, it doesn't help that she's as tall as one of his legs. Like,
yeah, basically. I try not to think too hard about that.
Yeah. Then this is where Xaden starts rationalizing, saying that she puts too much faith in Dain, and knowing who to trust will keep us alive. She says that there is no us, but Xaden says there absolutely is, grabbing her to prevent a collision. And then we get this cute little thing where she says, yesterday he would have let me run into them. Yesterday he might have even pushed me. And I'm like, Violet, you're still trying to, like, think of him as someone who's trying to kill you and your enemy when you just had this, like, this huge shift in perspective. Like, I think, Violet, you gotta retroactively apply all of that.
She's had 2 months of training here, and they say it takes 3 times as long to unlearn something, so by that math, she shouldn't even trust him for another 6 months.
That's fair. So
I do have to read this Drew note. He would not have pushed you. He's your buddy, you twit.
Whoa.
He says the unbonded, not riders because they're unbonded. He says the unbonded cadets will be out for blood, hoping to. My notes get really chaotic here because I was running out of time. He says the unbonded cadets will be out for blood, hoping to sweep Taryn up if Violet is out of the way while the bond is still weak.
I love this logic. You chose this human being. So if I take your choice and I gut it, that means you'll choose me, right?
If I prove I'm better.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe for a lesser dragon, but not Taryn. So we learn that there are 41 unbonded riders, and she is the number one target. Taryn realizes that Xaden values his own life enough to bodyguard Violet, who is calm with this new information because being hunted is a typical day for her. And she says, honestly, being hunted by 41 people is a lot less intimidating than constantly watching dark corners for you.
Which is sad because she was actually safer watching dark corners for Xaden. Like, anyway.
Yeah, but perception is everything. Dragons are back and Xaden leaves, heading back towards Scale. Violet looks for reassurance. Taryn is infuriatingly vague, saying that it is how it should be. And again, she acts like a little teenager. He says,
text me back.
"You didn't answer me," and he says, "No humans allowed." So
He doesn't say that. And Darna.
And Darna says it, you're right. And she notes that Empyrean is a new term to her and says that Kaori should be like in heaven, which means does Kaori not even know about the term Empyrean?
No, I'm absolutely convinced that Kaori has to know what the Empyrean is because he talks about it numerous times. He just doesn't mention it until the dragon or until you're bonded. And so it kind of feels like one of those things that, like, I don't know, unless you're an initiate, you can never find out about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I agree.
So Melgren addresses the crowd. I made a note that he is described as being scary, and he calls Violet the Sorengale girl, which is just fucking rude, because she's a full-grown woman.
Every time I hear this in the audiobook, I cut in with woman half a sec or like 30 seconds before the book does.
He continues and says that because this has never happened before, there's technically no rule against it. And so even though the humans won't think it's fair, the dragon's choice stands. So she is feeling super relieved here that she's not going to have to choose after all. Mama Sorengale then addresses the crowd, but Violet can't concentrate, thinking now about the unbounded cadet threat. She makes a little notes that she belongs to her dragons and to Xaden. And then her spidey senses start going off again. We have decided that this means he's reading her intentions, so I'm assuming that he's getting some fear, something, because he reminds her. Target number 1 from across the field.
But also, like, she's like, as if sensing my gaze. I'm like, no, you're sensing him.
Yep,
the other way around,
you're already.
girly.
So Mama Sorengale concludes, everyone cheers, and then tells them to all take a few steps forward.
Oh.
Violet's like, what the... what?
You blew through that section really quickly there. Okay.
What?
So 2 comments really quick, going back a little bit here. I want to call out Melgren's whole equitable comment. Like, motherfucker is bonded to the only dragon bigger than hers. And he has the balls to talk about equitability in bonds, like...
Well, yeah, if she can do it, then what does that mean about him?
But then also, I just want to call out this, like... Every time I hit this point in the book, this line always just sends my head a-rolling a little bit. Or my eyes a-rolling a little bit. Welcome to a family that knows no boundaries, no limits, and no end.
Yeah, that sentence caught me today, too.
Whoa. They definitely be boundaries in that family. There definitely be limits that are reached. And yes, there is an end.
Okay, so now Mama Sorengale tells all of them to step forward. The dragons all flame on and burn a relic on their rider.
Flame yo!
But none of their clothes burn.
No, their clothes do not burn.
Mine was flame yo, Hotman, flame yo.
I love our Avatar references. Anyways, Dain acts excited for her for the first fucking time and cups her face
And reads her mind.
and is, I'm assuming, trying to figure out what Xaden and her did after he walked away.
Oh,
Do we think he did this on purpose?
I do. I think he was going for what happened in the flight or in threshing. I think he wanted to see.
For himself, I don't know, because she just told him everything.
Well, because think about the positions he's in right now. His wing leader just forced him to confess basically that he would have done nothing to save this woman, and like has very much put his feelings and his relationship with this woman in danger. He recognizes that Violet's opinion of him has just taken a major blow. And so he's thinking the only thing that 20-year-old minds think, which is, if I got moved to the back of the line, maybe I just need to move Xaden to the back of the line behind me. And so I think he's trying to go into her memories to find anything that he can point to be like, but he's worse.
Yeah, okay. I can see that.
So I disagree. Maybe he's doing some memory reading here. I think it's on accident. I think what he's more concerned about is he has just been told by the leaders, by the rules, that Violet's position is okay. So now that the rules aren't in question anymore, he can turn on his celebration mode, which is really crappy of him. And it's unearned.
See, and I think that's why he's excited. I think that he's cupping her face trying to figure something out. And I can see, yeah, trying to get a more complete picture to try to find more dirt on Xaden. But I also think that he's like, I was dismissed, and then they talked to each other. And if my theory stands that the first time reading her was on accident and he gets a glimpse of Xaden, I feel like that any reads of her are going to be fueled by that same jealousy. So whether or not he's like trying to right now or it's another accident, I think that he's one way or another trying to like find something out about her and Xaden.
Yeah.
Like, what did they talk about him afterward or something?
Either what they talked about or like, okay, let me see what happened so maybe I can like shit on him or something.
I could also see that. Like, either way, he is definitely looking for a memory. He is trying to be sly about it. I think because, yes, you're right, the first time was an accident, but now he knows. He doesn't have to go full temple grab to... Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to do the whole Vulcan mind meld to get into someone's head.
Well, she is tiny, so cupping her face, like even cupping my own face, puts fingers at my temples. So.
That is fair.
Right? Like, you can get it just right. And so like, either way, he's definitely looking for information on Xaden. My instinct is he's sniffing where he scented blood already, because he believes a rule violation occurs and thinks he can throw Xaden under the bus with that.
Yeah.
You could also be right that he's just trying to figure out what the fuck Xaden said to her.
So Dain then unlaces her corset to see her relic. Taryn then uses his bond power eyes to show her what the...
And Darna does.
Darna does.
What?
Her vision isn't hers. She's looking at her own back through Andarna's eyes.
Because it's from a lower perspective that would look at her back more on.
You're right. You're right.
Tarn makes the order.
Yeah. She looks through Taryn's eyes at different points, for sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yes. Taryn tells Dain to move, and then she sees through Andarna's eyes her back, and this is where we get the classic image that is on just about every sort of merch, including our podcast, of a big black dragon with little gold dragon in the middle. Yep.
Which is rather unique because no one would have a second dragon inside of their signet ever.
Yes.
Especially a golden one.
Exactly. So she's taking it back. It's beautiful. And Darna's like, yeah, we know. So.
Whoa, he does it twice.
I know. I have it. I'm getting there.
Sorry.
So. So Dain quickly laces her back up, which I'm like, okay, good on you. You have some practice with the corset. Yay, Dain. And then hands back on her face.
Multiple. Now it's both hands.
Yes. And he says, "You have to know that I would do anything to save you, Violet, to keep you safe." He blurts, panic in his eyes. What Ryerson said, he shakes his head. He will do anything, including invading her privacy, invading her mind without consent. And in his mind, she needs saving from Xaden. So there is now no boundary when it comes to anything to do with her and her relationship with Xaden.
Y'all, we just had this huge debate about what he ends up looking at. Now I'm gonna pitch alternative reality, Porque no los dos. The first time he goes in to see what happened during threshing, sees that Xaden took a step forward but didn't actually truly intervene in a way that would have altered it since Taryn was showing up. Whatever. This time, he's going back in to see how she interpreted everything that had been said by Xaden. This time, he's going back in to figure out what damage has been done and everything that happened on the threshing field.
Like, where do I stand?
And
where do I stand?
Did he trash talk me more on the way away? And
yeah, like, how does she feel about how that conversation
he's
went?
prompting her to actively think about it. Like, he's actively...
What Ryerson said.
He's using interrogation strategies to get information out of her.
Oh, God. My world is shocked. My world is shocked. My world is shooken.
No los dos. ¿Por qué no los dos?
Okay, yeah, all of the above.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what Ryerson said. So he's getting her to think about that, realizing that, like, yes, he did truly fuck up. And it's only then that he kisses her. So now that you're saying that, he's like, okay, if I have any chance of fixing this, I need to act.
Because I also suspect that he's getting a little bit of her, why won't he
Accept.
Yeah, like, he's just not willing to break the rules, not willing to go outside of chain of command, or, like, all these other things. But she's constantly...
But he's willing to break her trust. He's willing to break her boundaries.
Right.
He's willing to break her unwritten rules.
Not that she knows this at the time. But, like, she is very much wondering whether or not like, she's had this doubt going for a little while now. Does he feel the same way about me? And so I think he's also getting a tiny glimpse of that logic as he's probing this interrogation. And so he realizes he has to give some sort of show that he does have feelings, or she will just end it there.
Be done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cassie, what were you saying? Except to?
Oh, he'd do anything. Except this, except that, except... Yeah,
yes.
That's what he's seeing, is all the exceptions running through her mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he says, still holding on to her face, you have to know how I feel about you. Still holding on to her face. So yeah, at that point being like, maybe seeing those glimpses of like, does he like me? Is he willing to break the rules to be with me?
He goes full active interrogation.
His eyes are searching for something. Yeah. And then his mouth is on mine. And I call this Kissgate. And I don't know why, but this in my head, this exists as Kissgate. So
I don't know if this qualifies as a Nixon level event, but okay.
So initially she's stoked. She's like, his lips are soft, the kiss is firm. She's like, so thrilled. Finally, this is fucking happening. And then the thrill is gone in less than a heartbeat. There's no heat, no energy, no sharp slice of lust. Disappointment sours the moment, but not for Dain. He's all smiles as he pulls away. It was over in an instant. It was everything I've ever wanted, except shit. I don't want it anymore.
And the sad part is, as soon as the kiss ended, that's when he was like, okay, I got a positive reaction. He took his hands off, and the second the hands disappeared. Like, but nope.
I don't want this. And this is her last revelation of the chapter. She doesn't want Dain. All of the doubting her, all of the coddling her, all of the trying to make choices and decisions for her have finally worn away her attraction to this man.
Yeah.
About time. She can't have them all.
I'm kind of surprised I didn't think of this before. Her description here kind of reminds me of my first kiss. Because I was so excited about it, and then I was like, this isn't fun. Which, in retrospect, is how I realized that I was not sexually attracted to this guy, just like a little in love with him. That's the things that if I'd known about asexuality at the time could have been relevant. But the fact that I am comparing my ace feelings to her feelings for someone that she ostensibly was attracted to, like, just shows you how far in the other direction she's gone for him.
Yeah, he missed the boat by a long shot.
Yeah.
Maybe if he would have kissed her when
Day one.
they reunited, then maybe things would be different. Maybe she could overlook some of this
If
shit.
he could have just shown an iota of enthusiasm from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, he's back on the market, so hopefully with some therapy and personal growth, I might have a good boyfriend.
He does experience some excellent growth. And again,
I do think he redeems himself. I just think
he does. I think so too.
Did not have some good relationship models to begin with.
No, and like, again, as much as we like to rag on Dain, I will always come back to Rebecca Yaros's comment. This is a 21-year-old kid whose dad has been a shit to him his entire life, was not a parental figure. He technically lost his father figure the same time that Violet did. He is struggling. He is struggling with identity and family and belonging, and believes that if he just follows the rules well enough, his dad will finally love him. And that's a really hard place to be for a child.
Yep. Plus trying to protect his friend who, historically, has been at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It explains it. It does not excuse it.
Yep.
And he does some soul searching. I feel like also that he redeems himself. Again, I'm a huge Slain shipper.
I need to get back to that. I need to reread Onyx Storm before I can decide how I feel about that.
I'm really on the fence about it, too. I am really on the fence about it, because, like...
Well, I know last time I brought it up that you mentioned, like, he killed Liam. And...
yeah, but Xaden, like, theoretically killed Brennan, right?
But Brennan's not dead.
No,
right?
not for real, but, like...
And Xaden didn't do that. That was Fen Ryerson, technically.
Yeah, that was Xaden's dad. But then again, Sloane also completely blames Violet for the death of Liam, and then does forgive her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for them.
It's,
Dain eyes here, Ados.
It's really
I just
weird
didn't
because,
pick up any... I didn't pick up on anything that, like, would hint at them having feelings. When I
got the impression that he basically learned from his mistakes with Violet and is actively fixing them with Sloane, because he is, like, giving her agency. He is, like, letting her make her decisions. He is, like, helping her out. He is doing what he should have been doing for Violet the entire time, having confidence in her, saying, you can do this, you can handle this. Like, so even though I wish that he would have gotten with the program a lot fucking faster so he could have been there for his friend, like, he does learn from this.
Yeah, he does learn. I just didn't see it targeted at Sloane when I was reading, but I don't know.
I'm back and forth just because, like, part of me still wonders if Dain is a Venin. Like,
I've seen that theory floating around so much, and I don't buy it.
He has too much power. Sloane is shocked at how much power he has when she siphons from him. That line alone is bothering me because, anyway. So, like, when it comes to the relationship, it's really, really weird because I am oddly defensive of both of them against each other. Like, I'm defensive of Sloane. He killed your fucking brother. He is not a good choice for you. That is a very toxic decision to make. And then at the same time, I'm looking at Dain and I'm like, throwing yourself at someone who you're going to be having to make all these apologies to, for, like, you'll never be on an equal footing because you'll constantly be in this, like, apologetic position to her. And then, like, yes, there's part of me that's like, if Dain is a Venin but has chosen to not be a nasty Venin, is maybe trying to help the other side now, it's still, I don't like it anyway. It also reads a little too much like, because if he is a Venin, it reads a little too much like she has to save him. Because she's a siphon, so theoretically she could take that away from him, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the power is just because, like, he can't really use his signet out in the field. So he's just got all his power banked up, whereas everyone else is, like,
constantly
theirs.
wielding.
Yeah.
Or, like, we know he can imbue, and not all signets can. And it's weird that such a mental signet has the ability to imbue. Like, Violet's signet makes complete sense. It's literal energy.
Literal power.
Yeah.
I could even accept fire wielders, water wielders, physical signets with physical manifestations can
Maybe it has something to do with, like, you're pouring your magic into a person to pull up their memories. So that's maybe kind of a similar mechanic to pouring your power into an object.
That was one thought I had, is like his signet, it doesn't create a physical effect. It still requires a physical touch. It requires a physical connection. And so that connection allows, because he makes that connection, he can transfer energy across that connection. I also will accept the argument that as soon as he arrived into, because, like, the point that we're talking about, he really has not been at Basgiath for a while now. And so I could make the argument that they're really probably not training his signet the way that Basgiath was. And so he got pushed really hard early on, and that meant that he ended up with the ability to hold a massive reservoir of energy.
Yeah.
But then it is. I could buy the it's not being depleted argument, even though he definitely put a lot of energy into the wordstone.
Well, we'll get to that when we get to that in like 3 years. All right. Well, that was a doozy. Do we have any final... We did get through it, though, guys. We're only 8 minutes over. So, hey, that's not bad at all.
No.
Do we have any final thoughts about this chapter?
Our girl Violet has dragons.
She has dragons. She has a clearer picture of the world around her with all of these revelations that she's been having.
Out of curiosity, the fact that she has more than one dragon, does that make her a Khaleesi?
Yes.
I couldn't help myself, I'm sorry.
Yes. Okay. Before we get going on another fandom tangent, let's get out of here. So, until next week and next chapter, goodbye.
Bye.
Jenny.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of The Wing Readers. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky at The Wing Readers, or you can send us an email at thewingreaders@gmail.com. It would mean the world to us for you to subscribe and rate us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. New episodes drop every Tuesday. We'll see you in Chapter 17.